ball, and the Wrath ended up winning that game by 27 points. There's a 9.5-point favorite in this game. A lot of the healthy bodies they had that game, they don't have now, but they do have Ty McGee, so I felt the number was fair. The number I don't really understand, the winless Lava, an 11.5-point favorite in game 2. We can talk about that a little bit more later.
All right, we will get into that. It's the Wrath with the opening possession off the throwdown. They come out wearing the black. Ozone come out wearing the baby blue. This is Ty McGee, leads the league in scoring. He's on the island, but he didn't notice the shot clock violation. You get 20 seconds to get off a shot here in SlamBall. If you're new to the game, there are 4 ways to score. 3 points for a dunk, 2 points for anything else inside the tramps, a shot outside the tramps, that's for 3, and a shot outside the arc is 4. Our first dunk of the game, LaQuavius Cotton, that's good for 3.
That's a 3.
McGee goes into the scoring zone, tipped away by the stopper. Coach, you've got one of the best stoppers in the game. Explain the stopper position and how it's so integral to the game.
Oh, it's integral. I mean, for us, our stopper's like our quarterback. Not only are we relying on him on defense, but he's got to get out and execute the offense for us and get that started as well.
That was Trey Landers, the stopper for the Wrath, getting the block there.
Nice and clean, nice and clean.
So the Wrath off the block, coming the other way. Ty McGee up top, and it's Keenan Love with the stop. Wrath over the backboard. Oh, Love says no love for you.
Yeah, that opened up. I mean, when the ball goes baseline like that, the one tramp lob in the slam zone is usually pretty open.
McGee threw it to himself because you can't jump in the tramp twice without releasing the ball, and he puts it in for 2 more.
Watch the back, no hands in the back.
Darian Slade, he's a former football player. We see football players, former basketball players. We got track stars out here. All type of athletes coming into SlamBall. Throwing it down is Nick Parks, first bucket for the Wrath.
Yeah, and what you'll see there is there was a bounce differential. Nick was looking for that bounce differential with Keenan Love, their stopper. He got it and he hammered it home.
Contact, but make sure you don't hit him in the back. He goes 5.
Once you put the ball on the deck, you can get hit as McGee gets sent flying into the boards. Ryan Bell Anderson throws it down. The head coach's son, who put on the GoPro for us, has a dunk in the Ozone with a 5-point lead. McGee sheds his defender. Windmill off one bounce. Hello.
Unbelievable move. He's just one of the most dangerous scorers I think this league has ever seen.
Make buckets right back at him. Coach, early on, the offenses are both clicking.
They are, yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with the stopper play. Both these teams are looking for bounce differential with the stopper, and they're able to take advantage of it.
McGee's called for a screen, enters the tramp from the wing, bounces down into the scoring zone, has Parks cutting. But 2 Wrath players in the same tramp is a violation, so a turnover, ball goes to the Ozone. So Greg Helt in the game for the first time for the Wrath. He was recently traded from the Lava. He is now in at stopper for the Wrath. And he gets his first block. Welcome to the ball game.
Also, for a guy who's known in social media circles as Mr. 45, a little weird to see him wearing 92.
Barely. That was a bad move by him.
Might have to make a little adjustment. Uh-oh. Another block for Mr. Helt.
Fantastic block late. You saw he was late, and he still was able to get a hand in front of the rim. That's a great stop.
Flying in is Parks because he didn't put his hand on the rim. That's only good for a 2. But the Wrath now find themselves down by 3. Cotton goes flying. Ball comes loose. Big hit by Darian Slade.
Watch the off arm. Run him down, but watch the off arm.
What's the key to getting off a clean hit in SlamBall?
Well, you got to know when to hit. And the thing is, you don't always need a big hit in order to force a turnover. Sometimes you can just be very physical and turn the ball over. But usually when the offensive player has lost his momentum and he starts going sideways, you know that's a perfect moment to blow him up.
So here's McGee. Enters into the scoring zone and quick jumps to throw it on Helt's head. McGee, 5th in the league in scoring. Another quick jump.
That's a 3.
These guys tonight, they know how to out-jump these stoppers.
They do, and that's why Ty McGee is so dangerous. He can score in such a variety of ways.
Make the contact good.
Love, he's an MMA fighter. He's trying to blow somebody up. Here comes Bell Anderson off the one bounce facial. 11 seconds to play here in this first quarter. Keenan Love with a stop for the Ozone. 5 seconds to play here in the first. A big windmill. Cujo, Keith McGee. And that'll do it for the first. An explosive first quarter for the Ozone. Brendan, that was impressive.
It was impressive. I mean, they've come out ready to play. They know what's on the line as far as their playoff future. And this is exactly what I was hoping we would see with Keith McGee versus Ty McGee.
The McGees are taking over early. It's the Ozone with a 9-point lead after 1. Welcome back to week 3 of SlamBall. Ozone Wrath, they don't like each other, and it goes all the way back to 2003, Coach.
Yeah, it does. I mean, this is where it all started. These games were always so brutally violent when we played, and we felt like that was a cheap shot by James Willis, and Trevor Anderson responded. As you can see, benches cleared, and thank God Xavier McDaniel was out there to clear everybody out.
Now both guys are back as head coaches. Trevor Anderson for the Ozone, James Willis for the Wrath. And it led to this. That was week 1. Both teams getting into it. And they're back again. Cutting off the mark is Jordan Jones. Ozone with the recovery. You know, it's interesting seeing Greg Health traded midseason as the stopper for the Wrath as they're here on offense. Once you leave the Tramps, you got to reset off the wall. Jones looking for some help. He'll reset to McGee. Shot clock, it's at 5. Someone's got to get something off quickly for the Wrath. You hear them calling it out. The teardrop, and it falls in for 2. So here's Greg Health as the stopper. What does it take to get a player acclimated mid-season?
Yeah, it's tough. There's no doubt. I mean, I think for the stopper position specifically, it's a little bit easier because that doesn't change that much. It's just trying to learn the offensive system in a very short period of time.
Bell Anderson freestyle. Oh, took off from the top ramp. They're going to call that just a 2, but that was pretty.
It was beautiful. Freestyle, stack cut, and then it's direct to the rim. Awesome.
What's changed for Brian Bell Anderson? Because he had combined 3 points his first 2 games, and then the last 4 double-digit production each game, looking more confident and comfortable.
Yeah, he was injured. He had an ankle injury that really prohibited him. Before that, he was dominating training camp. We really targeted him high in the draft. But we knew Trevor Anderson and the Ozone had that later draft pick, snake draft, and they were going to get him.
So the Ozone with a 9-point lead. Flying in is Laquavius Cotton.
Beautiful play right there called by Trevor Anderson. They cut a guy to the island and ran the one trample out from the top.
Johnson high off the glass over the outstretched arm of Vincent Bowman. Cotton, big bounce. He will settle on that island. Missing McGee, turnover goes to the Wrath. Jones comes back, adjusts with the left. Bowman, that's a big man. 6'9", 285 for the Ozone. Just out jumping everybody is Keith McGee.
That's a 2.
Here's the other McGee, Ty McGee for the Wrath coming in.
That's a 3.
Just a fantastic attacker. He sees things on the court in ways to attack that other people don't.
Marcus Gray. It seems like the offense has something that the stoppers just don't know what's coming, what angle they're coming from today.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, Greg Held being new there, he's got to get in on that one. I mean, you see a guy coming in from outside. Sometimes you see a guy taking a low bounce and you don't think he can get to the rim, but you've still got to get in the bed just in case.
McGee with the spin move into the bottom tramp, resets, got to get something up. Shot clock's at 1. Flips it up, and the clock resets to 12. And they do get the offensive rebound. This is Jones with the teardrop.
Jones is really just coming into his game because he was a practice player that was picked up by the Wrath at some point.
He's enjoying his time in Las Vegas, Nevada, but originally from Las Vegas, New Mexico. Fun fact for you. Population slightly different.
Posing on a Mick Buckets, Keith McGee, we see you.
Makes it so casual, too.
He is one of the best in the league at reading the stopper's bounce. And when he knows he has that differential, he gets so high.
So the Wrath setting up their offense. McGee into the bottom tramp. The bounce was killed by Bowman, and Ozone get the steal.
Bowman is such a big body. He just sucks up the entire spring bed.
Good stop there by Trey Landers, backing a stopper for the Wrath. McGee, that's a 4-pointer. Left it short. Under a minute to play here in this first half. Tell the Ozone trying to slow the pace down.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they want to make sure that everybody's healthy and has energy, and they're looking to run a set play here. That was beautifully executed. That was a stacked one right there.
And Bell Anderson talking trash to James Willis, the head coach for the Wrath.
If you talk to the bench, you're getting
That's about par for the course with these two teams.
Reset, there's bad blood. Bell Anderson. From the wing. Couldn't get the layup to go. 5 seconds to play here in this first half. To the Wrath, have time for one more. Here's McGee, and he just beats the buzzer. For the Ozone, Keith McGee leading the way with 16 points. The other McGee, Ty McGee, 14 points for the Wrath. My goodness, just pose on him. Looking pretty. McBuckets. Welcome back here, our home for SlamBall here in Las Vegas, inside Cox Pavilion on the campus of UNLV, alongside Mob head coach Brendan Kirch, Stormy Bonatoni. I'm John Schriffen. We are at the half, game one. The Ozone, they have been dominant since the opening throwdown. They have a 15-point lead here at the half. Coach, what's impressed you the most about the Ozone that first half?
I think just their offense. You can tell that they're running a different system now than they were at the start of the season, and they're looking to capitalize more on the one-tramp lobs and attacking from outside. And when the two is there, the two bounce and the differential's there, they still take that, but they're not going to rely on it.
Explain that one bounce, two bounce. How do you know which bounce to go up to the bucket with?
You're reading the stopper the entire way in. So like Keith McGee right there, he's reading the stopper, and he sees if he's hitting the top bed and the stopper's late, he's going to dunk. And if he's hitting the top bed and the stopper's on time, he's coming and try to force bounce differential with the two bounce. He'll hold his legs, which we call their landing gear, up a little longer. And if you land on the second bounce, if you land right after the stopper, you're going to get him every time.
We take a look at the stats here for Ty McGee versus Keith McGee. A lot of fans watching this at home might think, oh, these guys, it's easy. They're just jumping off of tramps. How much strategy is involved here in SlamBall?
Well, there's a lot of strategy, and it's also extremely hard from a conditioning standpoint. Like, guys come out, you talk about 4 or 5 minute quarters. Well, these guys are gassed after half of one quarter. So it takes a lot of different types of conditioning to play SlamBall compared to the other sports.
What's also interesting about SlamBall is that substitutions, unlike basketball, you don't need to stop play. It's like hockey, on the fly. How do you know when to get guys on and off the court?
Yeah, sometimes, to be quite honest, they're pulling themselves off because they're gassed. We have a strategy on substitutions, usually halfway through a quarter, but sometimes guys have to come off earlier. Sometimes guys have to play a little longer.
All right, we're getting set for a throwdown. We start each half with it. And it's the Ozone with the opening possession here to start this third quarter.
Nice and clean.
A 15-point lead for the Ozone. They are 1-5 in 6th place right now in SlamBall. Top 6 teams make the playoffs. And there's Cotton starting off the third quarter with a jam.
Yeah, Ozone starting off right where they left off.
That's a 3. That's
Right
a 3.
back at him, Ty McGee. They count that as a 3, so McGee leads all scorers with 17. Cotton punched away by Landers.
What a great stop by Trey Landers. I mean, he just recently moved to the stopper position. That was incredible.
Leave it.
Parks, the lay-in goes. What's the adjustment for the Wrath now here in the second half?
Well, they've got to do a better job defensively. I mean, to allow 39 points with only 1 minute gone in the third quarter is too many points to be allowed. So you've got to lock down defensively and see what you can get off the break from there.
There's Landers again, poking it away. Fast break opportunity for the Wrath. Bounce down into the bottom tramp, reset off the wall for McGee. He slows down the offense, looks for some help. From the wing, can't finish it. Mouthpiece goes flying by Keenan Love.
Easy, easy.
Here's McBuckets. Gets his own rebound, resets off the glass. McGee again, cocking it back. Man, give him some style points.
Relentless attacker out there.
Love challenges, and he wins that battle.
And just a reminder from the betting perspective, with the Ozone having this significant a lead, the Wrath were a 9.5-point favorite in this game. So odds makers expected them to win by a pretty significant number. This could be upset watch for our first money line upset. The Ozone were a plus 255 dog, meaning if you bet $100, you win 255.
So you're saying we have not seen any money line upsets
Not
yet?
a one. Not a one.
We're about to make history tonight. The Wrath. They're not done yet. Parks can't finish at the rim. Cotton finding the trailer.
One trap block.
Marcus Gray finishing it off. They count it as just a 2.
I'm watching. It's a 2.
So the Ozone's lead is up to 16. McGee, crossover from the wing to the bottom. Tramp throws it behind his back, snatched out of the air by Love.
Great stop by Keenan Love.
Cotton comes quickly. Landers, no. End-to-end action as the Wrath are trying to get back into this game. Slade, his layup, rolls off the rim. Love has been everywhere for the Ozone.
He's an unbelievable stopper, and interesting enough, he was almost cut. They had him at gunner, and we weren't sure he could play stopper. They put him in at stopper at the last day, and he ended up making a team and getting drafted.
How close was he to being out the door?
He was about 2 hours away. And then somebody asked if he could play stopper, and all the coaches could take a look at him, and he did. And here he is right now, starting stopper in SlamBall.
2 hours, that's a better time frame than Trevor Anderson gave us yesterday. He said 20 minutes, so it's pretty close.
No, it's going this way. Going this way.
You know, we have not seen one face-off yet in this game.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, and some of that is because the defense on both sides hasn't exactly been physical. They're giving him a lot of space out there, that's for sure.
And for fans at home, a face-off is when a player gets fouled. Instead of free throws, you go one-on-one. There's McGee. That's just too easy for the Ozone.
It is. I mean, Keith McGee is so good at reading bounce differential, and that's what he's doing every single time down the court. He got Greg help there.
Slade, his lay-in and the follow slam.
That's a 3.
But right now, the Wrath are just trading buckets. They need to get some stops.
They do. They need to push up defensively and make that a priority right now.
Here comes Cujo. Good stop there by the newly picked up Greg Helt.
Yeah, Greg played gunner for the Lava prior to this, so he doesn't have a lot of experience at stopper. I'm surprised that the Wrath are throwing him down there.
They're a little locked up.
Oh, Love. That's a tough man you're trying to dunk on right there. He's perfect 3-0 as an MMA fighter. You know he loves the contact. And a shot clock violation. We've seen a ton of those. Is it hard for the players to pick up the clock?
It is, and it goes by so quickly. You make 2 or 3 passes as you're cutting through the slam zone, and that 20 seconds goes by real fast. But you've got to do a good job. Coaching staff, our assistant coach calls it out. We call it red when there's 5 seconds left, and we're looking to get a good shot out.
Shot clock winding down for the Ozone. It's at 5. High off the glass, no good. Another good stop there by Helt. Under 30 seconds to play in this third quarter. Can the Wrath cut into the lead? McGee on the island. He'll find Slade in the bottom. Tramp. Wipeout. Love. You cannot score on him tonight.
He has done such a great job kill bouncing a lot of their attack.
Here comes 2 Ozone players, but they did not communicate in the bottom. Tramp. That's a turnover. 2 seconds to play here in this quarter. They're going to stop the clock momentarily to get the Wrath one final possession. Let's see if they can get up a quick shot. 1 second. Half-court heave.
Oh.
Is it good? Is it good?
Wait. We're going to look at the desk.
Wait a minute. They're going to check the monitor to see if that was good.
That's what
Greg Helt. He's a sharp shooter.
He is a sharp shooter. That's what I was going to say. He does that so well.
Eye test, what did you guys think? I didn't think he got it off.
Here we go. Here's another look at it with the clock winding down.
I'm not calling travel.
0.1 on the clock. I think he got it off.
I think he did too.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
Fingertips.
Timing it up.
And the bucket
There we
counts.
go.
What a shot by Greg Helt. It is official. A half-court buzzer beater to beat the clock at the end of the third. This game's not over just yet.
It's not. That's exactly what the Wrath needed.
The Wrath down by 14, but in SlamBall, that lead is nothing. Check this out to end the third, Coach. From half court with the time winding down, Greg Helt just beats the buzzer.
Greg Helt is probably one of the best shooters that we have in this league. So playing him back there at stopper, I'd keep a close eye out for him coming up the court and trying to drain those. That's exactly what the Wrath needed, though. 4 points in this game. I mean, you hit a couple of those, all of a sudden you're right back in it.
Brendan Kirsch, head coach for the Mob, in the booth with us alongside Stormy Bonantoni. I'm John Schriffen. How big is momentum in slam ball?
It's huge, and you see it all the time. There are so many runs in slam ball, and you see teams will score 9 points, 12 points in a row, and then not score for a couple minutes.
And that was Helt getting the stop for the first play here in this fourth quarter, but the Wrath can't convert on this end. He's put it down, you can hit him. I've not seen a ton of contact here in this game. Cotton on the island, finds the cutter. McGee off the backboard to himself. He jumped over the rim.
Yeah, that's too easy. Wrath have got to do a better job defensively of trying to keep the Ozone out of the slam zone.
17-point lead. McGee, leading scorer in slam ball, trying to get him going. Shot clock's at 5 for Slade. That is denied by Bowman. Cotton, he's going to challenge Helt. No, he'll stop on the island.
Lob. Nope.
Into the bottom zone and up and in quickly. LaQuavius Cotton. He's an actor. He plays Michael Cooper on that Lakers show Winning Time.
Great connection there. Ty McGee to Nick Parks. You've got to really attack Vincent Bowman in the Ozone from the outside if you want to have success. Because he's such a big stopper, he just eats up that scoring thing. It's hard to get to him.
Stormy, to your point, Brian Bell Anderson has gotten better and better every week.
No question, and I'm actually very curious to ask you, Coach, a little bit more about him, because when Trevor Anderson was... we almost had Ty McGee out here on the booth, so that's fun.
Here's McGee coming right at us.
Got to keep your head on a swivel there, John.
And Coach was right there. I appreciate that.
I got you, John.
Everybody.
I got you.
Defense mode.
Mob family for life, man. I feel like I'm part of the Mob right now.
You're honorary Mob, John.
Watch your drift. Watch your drift.
So because of that foul, we have our first face-off of the game. Ty McGee will go one-on-one against the guy who fouled him. That'll be Brian Bell Anderson. Coach, who you got here?
I've got Ty McGee.
Okay. Stormy?
I'm with McGee as well in this case. Let's see.
Leading scorer in slam ball, one-on-one. It's face-off time.
Great stop right there by Brian Bell Anderson. You know, the offensive player can decide whether he wants to go top or side, and it was interesting because most players go top because it's a shorter distance to the rim, so it's interesting to see Ty decide to go from the side, but Brian did a great job right there.
And speaking of Mob family, like Brian Bell Anderson actually is kind of part of that from back in the day. Do you remember him when he was a little kid while Dad Trevor was on the team?
I do. I remember him jumping around in the court as a 6 or 7-year-old, I think. So
were you guys recruiting him then?
We should have been. We didn't know what we didn't know back then.
Didn't he even dress up as his dad for Halloween?
I thought that was the cutest thing. Trevor showed us a photo of it, of him dressed up in the full Mob getup, pads and all.
Yep.
I think he had eye black.
He's been ready to play slam ball since he was about 10. And it's funny because they live in Orlando with me. So Trevor took us out to some trampoline parks, and I actually watched Brian train with Trevor for a little bit prior to the Super 24 camp. Just a fantastic talent. If he hadn't gotten that ankle injury, I think he would be even better right now.
Wow. Wrath, here comes Parks from the wing, denied by Bowman. They call him Lumberjack. 6'9", 285. Biggest dude in slam ball. Bird getting some playing time, punched away there by Landers.
Good stop by Landers right there.
Bowman again affected that shot. The Ozone with a 20-point lead.
That's how you have to attack Bowman when he's down there. He's a big body. You got to attack him from outside, but they need to capitalize on those attacks.
Big slam. Marcus Gray and Coach. This game is huge for Ozone. They're 1-5. They're in 6th place in the league, and the top 6 teams make the playoffs after week 4 next week. They got to rack up some wins here.
They do. They need absolutely 1 today, but 2 would be ideal.
That's a 3. That's a 3.
This one looks like it's all but over right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Parks couldn't get the handle on the follow. 1:30 to play here in this 4th quarter. What was the key for the Ozone here in this first game?
Well, they just came out ready to play. I think they were better on both sides of the ball. They relentlessly attacked the rim, which is what you want. They're still throwing one-tramp lobs. Great passing, great timing on those cuts, and defensively, I think they were the better team as well.
In the game is Ryan Johnson for the first time for the Wrath, wearing number 7 in black. From the corner, McGee off the mark. And here comes Cujo.
Uh-oh.
What's he gonna do? Off the glass and throws it down.
Gave us a backflip right there for good measure also.
Ozone making it look easy tonight. Slade, that's a 4 from the outside, left it short. Trevor Anderson for the Ozone says, don't let up. He said on his head.
That's right. And I think that's the way to play it. We talk about it all the time. As soon as you start going half speed, that's when somebody gets hurt.
So the Wrath throwing up prayers right now. The ball out of bounds. The clock will stop momentarily as they reset.
This is going to be a huge win for the Ozone. And they're playing in the first game, which in my opinion is going to put them in a better position to have more success in the main event.
James Willis calls timeout for the Wrath. He is known for his timeout huddles. Let's take a listen.
Vince, next time you go into attack and dunk. No shot, don't dunk. Come here. Hey, come here. Hey, is anybody surprised? No. No, we ain't surprised. What we do, man? Keep playing. That's it. That's all. That's the mess. Keep playing. 1, 2, 3, finish. Oh, no. Let's go. You watch your mouth in front of the people that matter. I don't care about that.
Look, we had a chance to control our own destiny. We didn't do it.
Yeah, no, that was fine.
We didn't do it. Game of their lives. Game of their lives, right? Game of their lives, right? All right. So, once again, what do we have? What do we have? Say it for me. An ass whipping. We'll be all right. Let's go. Come on.
800 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
800. Let's go.
James Willis always keeps it 100.
He does. I'm not sure if I was a player I would respond to that, but maybe the Wrath do.
And on the other end, Trevor Anderson telling his guys, we are not surprised by this. Even though 1-5 coming into the day, this is their best performance of the season.
Oh, unquestionably. And you can tell they were trying to tweak their system and run more from outside with the lobs and everything the way that Trevor used to do it with us. And you can tell they really capitalized on that today.
So you're saying there's some of the mob system right now with the Ozone?
Surprisingly, we've seen more and more teams start to go to the outside lob.
The Brendan Kirsch effect.
Well, Trevor played for us for a couple of years too, right? So he knows the system pretty well and how to teach it.
No misappropriations.
And I think they could have been doing more and more of that all along, but the Brian Bell Anderson injury really hurt them because they utilized him so much in the slam zone.
Under 20 seconds to play here in this one, the Ozone. No let up. They want the big man. Bowman missing the jam. Landers comes away with it.
Sometimes you got to let the big man come up and have some fun.
Oh, Gage Smith does that a lot.
He does. Gage Smith is a gunner, if you ask him. He's a gunner first and a stopper second.
That'll do it for game 1. Ozone, complete domination from the opening throwdown, winning it 68-36 over the Wrath. And the Ozone pick up their second win of the season, and they will move on to the main event coming up later on tonight. Keith McGee, what a performance. 34 points to lead all scorers for the Ozone, and he's standing by now with Stormy.
So it's no secret, the Wrath and Ozone do not like each other. We know that especially after what we saw week 1. How gratifying was it to get this win this way for your squad?
Oh, we needed that. It was very big. You know, like I said, we played this team a lot. It's gotten real physical, but we just glad that we got the win today. We needed it. So that was big.
And I know racking up wins right now is that much more important, trying to get those playoff spots. What do you guys need to do to push this momentum forward for game 2 in the main event?
We just need to play our basketball. I mean, our slam ball. As you just seen, that was the real Ozone today. You know, just keep playing, executing, and fully going. That was us. And we're going to keep doing it. We're going to do it for the next game, too.
You better. I'm counting on it.
Okay.
John?
All right, Storm, appreciate that. You heard Keith McGee say it. This is the real Ozone, the team that maybe now can start challenging the mob, potentially?
Potentially. We'll see. They've got a little way to go, but they're running the right stuff.
It was a physical first game. Coach, you had our back. We love it. Brendan Kirsch in the booth. You can stay here as long as you want. Ozone with a big win in game 1. They move on to the main event coming up later tonight.